gone a while. I haven't posted consistent. Um, I've just kind of been living life, like everybody else. I know when I was posting videos, or at that time, I was more focused on talking about my mental health publicly. Um, and a lot has happened since. Um, I reconnected with, some people, certain individual, and you know, now I'm expecting. I'm in my 9th month, due in a few weeks. And then, in the midst of that, other things happen. The pandemic, you know, that was life altering. Um, but yeah, I thought now would be a good time to just come on and say whatever. Say whatever I felt like saying. So that's just, that's what I've been up to in school. Love that. Um, trying to get myself in a better place. Um, but yeah, so I was watching this interview Mariah Carey did with Oprah in regards to the release of her memoir. And I thought it was so interesting. And on a lot of levels, I could relate to a lot of the things she said and had gone through. And it triggered just certain thoughts in my own mind about my own experiences and the people around me and the reasons, or, me trying to figure out the reasons for certain things. And it made me look at me and who I think I am versus who I am versus who other people think I am. And brought back some moments to where I thought about people who didn't like me, right? And I, for a long time, I never understood why. Just like, what's not so much what's not to like about me, but a lot of times my social anxiety would make it to where I just wasn't interactive with a lot of people, and if I was, it was awkward. So a lot of times I just kept to myself. That's the only way I knew how to be. And even now, I just feel more comfortable in that. I'm just not. I don't know if saying embarrassed is the correct word, but now I'm just like, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm not even gonna bother because it's just gonna be weird for me. I don't really want to talk to you, so I'm just not going to. But back then, I could never understood why people had an issue with me. And later on is when I started to realize a lot of it wasn't me. A lot of it was other people and their insecurities and their jealousy and their envy and seeing things in me that they could not see in themselves. And I believe that that's true for a few individuals who are in my circle. I got into an argument with someone yesterday. And this individual is so used to operating in dysfunction that it's just normal to him, right? And I do my best to not operate that way. And when I see things start to turn a little left, I let this person know, like, hey, look here. I don't accept these things. I don't tolerate these things. There are clear boundaries here. There are no blurred lines. This is what it is. And this individual thought, and I've noticed, I said something to this person about the way I notice certain things about them. And for whatever reason, it triggered something. And that person got so mad and defensive. And it's like, why are you mad? Why are you upset? And bipolar mind jumping all around. And this person, was like, I don't want to talk about that anymore because then it's gonna turn into this and I'm sitting here like, but any conversation we've had has never turned into something else. So you're basing this on a past experience with another individual. And I've tried my best to explain to this person that whomever you've had these experiences with, they're not me and I'm not them, and I don't think the way that they do. I'm just letting you know I noticed this about you. That's all. There's no need to get upset. There's no need to be, if you don't like that about yourself, then you change it to better yourself. So this individual thought that they were gonna, get loud, and I said something for me that rang very true. And I don't know if it was blunt, but I don't even think it was the type of blunt that was just rude. I feel like it was the type of blunt that was honest and necessary to make the point that I was trying to make known. And I think the point that I was trying to make, I think the line that I said stung in a way that person, I guess, I don't know, felt like I was trying to throw a dagger. Who knows? But I said, you're mad about something I noticed about you. I didn't say it. I just noticed you do this. Do you know you do this? Because if I noticed it, I know other people noticed it. I know I'm not the first person who said something to you. I couldn't be. And that individual got very defensive and started to use vulgarity, vulgar language with me. And, I don't give an F. I don't give an F. And I'm not doing this and da-da-da. And I'm like, look here. I never asked you to forgive her. I never asked you that. But at the same time, what you're not going to do is try to tell me what to do with my mouth, with my words. Just because you're having an internal issue with yourself and you don't like that I mentioned it, that's not on me. Did I say it with the intent to hurt? No. But there's also a reason that I mentioned it. What I'm trying to get you to understand is whatever you think or whatever way you think I'm going to respond to it, I'm not going to. And here is why. And the why is what I felt this person, I think it hurt. I think it hurt. I think his feelings was hurt. But I brought that up because listening to that interview with Mariah, you could hear like she grew up in so much dysfunction. It was crazy. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, now I have like a wall to where, if I see it, no, go over it. Now, I'm not saying I'm not dysfunctional. I'm just saying my dysfunction is not the level of some other people. That's all I'm saying. And, I've had people criticized me for having a job, which I thought was crazy. And I've had those same people criticize me for going to school. And one individual asked me from this group of people, I know why you go to work, but why do you go to school? And in that moment is when I understood that there is a lot of dysfunction in the way that person was raised. And there was a lot of things that were just not healthy that were around them. And they grew up to believe that this is the way you're supposed to live your life. And I didn't come from that. I came from the complete opposite. I come from that. And I had another situation where a certain individual, I had graduated with my associate's degree, which I sacrificed and broke my back to get, I call it my little bit of a degree. Because it's not a bachelor's, it's a little bit, but it changed my life, I'll say that. And I had someone put the narrative out that this degree that I walked across the stage to get, that was filmed, that has, what do you call those books? I guess it's like a program, has your name in it. I graduated with honors. I was 2 points away from high honors, but I'm there with 1 star next to my name because it was honors. That this narrative was put out that it was a lie. And that got back to me, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, first of all, why does that bother you so much? Why does the idea of me getting my degree, something I worked hard to get, something I paved the way for myself to get to, I never let you get in the way because you tried to get in the way. Why does that bother you so much? And it's like, here we go with the dysfunction. Why do you feel the need to put out there to people that the degree is fake? The degree is not fake. It's a real one. The ceremony was recorded. I was on the alumni magazine. I had someone close to that individual call me up. Somebody else sent me a picture. They're like, hey, is this you? I'm like, yep. And it's me in my cap and gown, and I'm on the alumni magazine. I think I was like on the front cover. And I'm like, yeah. I hadn't gotten it yet, so I didn't know. And I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, because so-and-so and da-da-da. And it's like, yeah, you sit there, you can believe them. But I have a degree, it's really real, and my name is really on it. But, I never understood why the dysfunction and the sabotage and the hate came from some people. I know listening to Mariah's interview from, other reasons. I don't know what the heck the problem is. I just feel like my drive, my motivation, my determination, my ambition, my persistence, and something I never really give attention to, but my strength, I guess, is it makes people feel away. And strong is not a word I would use to define myself. I don't say that that's a character trait of mine. Like when I describe myself, just strong is just not in the description. And I've had a few people say to me, you're strong. And in my mind, I try to, what do you mean when you say that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know what they mean, but what do you mean? Because all I'm trying to do is live a better life, live better, and not let nobody get in the way. Let nobody stop me. I let a lot of people infiltrate in the last 10 or 12, 13, 14 years, infiltrate and deter me for short periods of time from the goal that I had set for myself. And I saw these people's happiness in doing that. They got joy out of doing that. And I made the decision some years back that I would never let that happen again. And even now, with the successes that I've had and the little things I've done for myself, I have a little bit of a degree and some certifications up under my belt that I worked hard to get. And I never let nobody take that away. I don't know. I don't know. I just never understood why people were like that. Because I'm not like that. When I see other people winning and it doesn't spark, oh, I hate her. In my mind, I'm like, yo, I gotta change something so I could be like that. Like I need to rework something over here so I can get over there. That's how my mind works. I don't understand I hate you and you think you're this and you think you're that and you blah blah blah. I don't understand that. I don't know. But that individual who put out the narrative that I lied about my degree, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you conjure it up. Also, gosh, when you look back, hindsight, man, because I'm looking back and in my mind, I remember something happened that wasn't great. It was a very traumatic experience for me. And in that moment, at that time, I thought things were kind of spiraling. And I said to this individual, I had to do X, Y, and Z. And I remember that person smiling. And I'm sitting here and I'm like panicking, panicking internally. And the mere fact that my situation at that time brought this person joy. It's so crazy. I don't talk to that person anymore. I made a conscious decision. I'll tell y'all who it is. It's a parent. It is a parent, and it ain't my mother. But yeah, my father, he's done a lot of shady things, and I never understood what the issue was. Why do you have a problem with me? I was the one of the bunch. I was the one who didn't depend on you to go to school. I didn't ask you for money. I got up and went and got a job and paid for things on my own. I put myself through school. Why does that bother you? Why is it that when I wanted to achieve this and I wanted to accomplish this and I went after that, why did those things bother you so bad? Like, I never understood that. And I made a conscious decision for years ago that I was going to live in peace. I wasn't going to let people deter me from my path. This individual, my father, I had to just go, At that time, I didn't really know what was going on with my mom. I didn't know if she was alive. I didn't know if she was dead. I didn't know what was going on with her. So at that time, in my mind, I only have one living parent, or one parent that I can say for sure is living. And I had to literally weigh the pros and the cons and ask myself, do you want to cut off the only living parent that you have? And then I had to sit and go, is it beneficial for me to have this relationship, or is it detrimental? And the scale, if there was a scale, it tipped more to this relationship is detrimental to me and my well-being and my existence and my emotional health than it is beneficial. Therefore, for me to do what I need to do to raise my children the way I would like to raise them, to teach them the values and the morals that I always used to say I instilled in myself, because I don't know where they came from. So I guess I instilled them in myself. I can't have you around. I can't have you putting out. And even now, like he still talks about me. I never understand why. He puts out, he made a very disturbing comment that if in the wrong hands, people could pop up at my door. And that comment got back to me, and I'm sitting here like, yo, you so miserable in your life. I don't even talk about you. I don't call you. I don't I don't send a happy birthday. I don't send a merry I don't none of that. But you have nothing better to do. That's what you have to do to feel good. Like you gotta put out these crazy wild stories about me, and it's crazy because I remember I I remember as a teen, family and friends looked at me like I was just this horrible person. And I never knew why. Because I'm like, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't having sex, I was still a virgin. At that time, I was into music, and you couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be a singer. And I thought I was gonna be Beyonce. And this is before Beyonce was Beyonce. She was just Beyonce and Destiny's Child at the time. And I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to do. I want to be like that. And I would always, make up dance routines, listen to music, sing songs, record myself, sing. Like, I spent a lot of my time doing that. And I never understood where the narrative came from that I was out in the streets. How am I out in the streets? But I'm in the house recording on my cassette tape player all the time, playing back. Yo, I was so ghetto back in the day. I had two cassette recorders, and I would have the blank. Well, it wasn't blank, but I would have the cassette tape, and it had like the holes in the top. So I would either push paper in it or cover it with tape so that you could record. Because if it wasn't blocked off, you couldn't record over the tape. So I would block it off and record over whatever was on the tape. And then I'd have my other radio, right? So if I recorded, I would play it on the first radio, have the second one recording, and then me and the first radio would sing, or I would harmonize with the recording playing on the first. And that's how I used to do it. Now the quality, the sound quality was awful. But that's how I used to do it. And I spent a lot of my time doing that. A lot of people who know me, like kids my age who knew me then, would tell you that. Like, her, all she does is sing and dance, and that's it. But that's what I wanted to do, and I never understood where the narrative came that I was doing otherwise. I never knew, and I could never understand. In my mind, I could never grasp that this dude would put out stories about me. Who does that? Later on, can I help you? Sorry, guys. That's my son coming to talk to me. He's like, "Are you doing a video?" But oh gosh, I'm like, where did I leave off? Probably something my father did that was shady, telling lies out here about me. Why, I don't know. What makes you so? Like, I look back sometimes and I'm like, horrible person. He is a horrible person. Horrible. Sabotage me in any way he could try. The one thing that I don't know if it was the bipolar. I don't know, because at that time I didn't know I was bipolar. I didn't know anything about being manic. I knew none of that. I just knew that I had this determination. Nobody was going to stop me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Her story made me reflect on a lot of, listening to her made me reflect on a lot of things and a lot of people around me who just did things just because it brought them joy. And I'm sitting here like, yo, I don't have that type of malice in me to get pleasure out of putting out a lie. Like, I don't care. If I don't like you and I don't F with you, I just don't F with you. I don't give a damn what you do or what you don't do. It ain't my business. I'm focused on doing me and making sure I get better. I don't know. So I just wanted to come on here and let y'all know I'm still here. I want to be more consistent, but realistically, I don't know how that's going to work because I'm going to have a new baby, 4 kids, I have school, I have work. I don't know. We'll see. But this is not a mental cry. It's kind of like a mental, I don't know, reflection, I guess. And it makes me look like, wow, to some people. Wow, like, you have to truly be miserable. You have to truly be unhappy in who you are as an individual. Your insecurities have to be so big that the only way to feel better is to degrade, belittle, demoralize somebody else. Especially when you know that that individual has the potential to become something great. And I feel like for him, I feel like when he looks at me, he sees somebody with a mind of their own and opinions of their own who doesn't just go with what he says. I have common sense and I use it. You're not going to tell me the sky is green and I'm going to sit here and believe you when my eyes are telling me it's not. And some of his other children, I recognize they do that. They don't. I don't want to say challenging, but they don't say, like, they just go with it. You know what I mean? Like, they just go with it. They don't vocalize an opinion. They just go with it. And I'm not like that. I was never argumentative, but you can't fool me. Like, you can't tell me stupid stuff and think I'm going to believe it. There's a lot of other things that he did that I just feel like as a parent, you don't do to your own kid. You don't do to anybody, but you don't do to your own kid. I believe he probably just didn't like me. I also think that he may have compared me in a way to his younger daughter. And phenotypically, we are similar, but not in certain aspects, but not, that close. And I think there was certain things. I remember he made a comment once, right? I don't want to make this too long. We might end up talking about stupid stuff. But I remember I came home from work one day, in the house. It's my sister and my father. I come in, I got my hair out. And he looked at me and he said, oh, my battery is low. Hold on for me. But he looked at me and then he looked at her and he said, I don't know if that's a wig on her head or what. And at the time, I'm like, the heck was that about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just walked through the door. And which brings up another thing of, like, he used to do that in front of his younger two children, trying to put me down, make fun of me, and things like that. And now when I look, I'm like, oh, you just couldn't accept the fact that I have certain things about me that are different from her. And I feel like for him, he may have compared us, I guess. I don't know. Or tried to put some type of competition in place, I guess. I feel like I never did that. I just never felt I just never did that. I don't ever feel in competition with her or anybody else. Um, but I remember him saying that. And I don't know. Like it now when I think back, it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like I don't know how to put it into words. But there's a lot of things that you just don't do to a person. And I feel like I haven't spoken to him in years at this point. But I've limited contact with people who do speak with him. And that's because for a very long time, especially during my teenage years, when he would put out these lies about me and people would confront me about something I don't even know about, it was always, I'm a horrible person, I'm a liar, and I'm sitting here like, yo, I don't know where you got that from. I don't know why he would tell you that, but that's not true. And people, a lot of those people, they couldn't wrap their mind around that this dude could really be lying on his own kid, because that shit sounds crazy. Why would he make up the story? She's got to be doing X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? She's got to be doing that. So for that reason, I don't communicate with a lot of people who still do associate with him. I know a few years ago, I put my same way I'm on here telling you guys certain, little here tidbits of things he, used to do, shady shit he would say. I did the same thing on Facebook. And a lot of those people came out the woodwork, oh, you shouldn't say that, or making excuses. And, man, get the heck up out of here. If you don't like it, block me, get off my shit. But nobody's going to stop me from telling the truth. Period. But for that reason, I don't really communicate with them. Like, look here, I see what team you're on, and if you are over there, then you probably are like that, and I'm good. But I don't know. Her story just made me reflect on my own life and my own situations and why people have done certain things, why people tried to get me fired. Oh, child, my father's tried to get me fired from the whole job. Okay. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. To this day, I could not tell you. I don't know. It's still fascinating and mind-boggling to me at the same time. Because I am like, bro, what did I do to you? What is it about me that just gets under your skin to the point where it just makes you your blood boil? Even now, I don't even talk to you. You don't see me in the streets. We don't live in the same city. Okay. I know one time he told somebody he was gonna come to my house. And I told that person, I said, look here, he can come wherever he wanna come. This is before I moved up. You can come wherever he wanna come. He's gonna be standing outside, because why would I open the door for him? Why would I allow you into my house, into my space? For what? I've always thought to myself, am I going to get a chance to say some of the things I would like to say? And if I do, would I say them? Do I feel that it would accomplish something? And I tried to have a conversation with him months and years ago. And this is how truly evil, because when I describe him, evil is one of the words I would use. There are a lot of like traumatic events. I'm not gonna make this too long. I'm gonna just say a little bit and then I'm out. But there was a lot of like things that affected me into my adulthood, and it what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the damn word. A lot of the things he did determined. Is it determined the word? I don't know, but it was the reason I made a lot of the choices I made, or the way I went, or the way I thought I was supposed to be with people. And when I tried to have a conversation / confrontation about certain things that he had said that were absolutely out of line, the response I got was laughter. That was the response. It was laughter. In my moment of vulnerability, in my moment of why did you do this, in my moment of trying to gain an understanding and trying to have adult conversation, because I'm an adult now at this point, I got laughter. And in that moment, it taught me this man has no remorse. He does not care. He thinks these things are okay, and that's fine. But you'll never, ever, ever get the satisfaction ever doing it again to me. Ever. So, well, if I ever see him again, will I ever bring anything up? Probably not. I think normally when I don't like you and I don't have with you, I just ignore you. But for him, I just feel like I respected someone because he was a parent. But I feel like at this point, you need to hear a big fuck you from me. You need to hear a big fuck you in the ground you walk on, in the things you stand for. And then I'll be good. But yeah, those things used to really bother me, man. Like I just couldn't wrap my. I didn't understand why you like this. What the heck did I do to you? I sit over here about my business. I don't go bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't bother nobody. My dad used to try to really sabotage me in life. Like tried really hard. Yes. Are you trying to be a part of my video? Mm-hmm. I'm about to get off, and you can come in here, okay?
Why?
Because it's getting late.
Dad, is it trying to go on?
No.
Then you need to record a video.
But I'm not recording the video. It's just my voice. I don't want to be on the camera.
Just be on the camera.
No, I don't want to be on the camera.
So why are you not being on the camera?
Because I don't want to be on the camera. I'm not dressed.
Are you?
Here, I'm going to end the video, and then you and me can sit down, okay?
Are you going to get a shirt?
you just told all the people I'm not wearing a shirt.
Are you going to get a shirt?
No, because I'm not going on the video.
Wear a shirt to go in a YouTube studio.
You want me to put on a shirt? I don't want to go on the video.
Put on a shirt.
Hey, relax. All right. I think it's time to end the video. What do you think?
It's too ugly to end the video.
Oh, that's not nice. All right, go on. Let me Hold on,
Are you going?
All right, that's my cue to go. That's my 6-year-old, by the way, who is demanding I get a shirt because he wants me to go on a video.
With a shirt.
And
need to go in the video with a shirt.
No, I'm not going on the video. All right, guys. Till next time. You want to say bye?
No.
You mad?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because you gotta wear a shirt.
Okay, I'll put on a shirt next time.
Later.
Yes.
Why?
Because you told me to put a shirt on.
Well, you gotta put a shirt on today.
All right, guys. Me and him are going to continue this shirt discussion. I'll be back on, hopefully, sometime soon. Till then, I'm out.